What's up, guys? Hope it's going well with you today. You're here with Splash Bros with me and Cbreezy. Yeah, how's it going with you, Cbreezy?
No, I'm fine, thanks. Welcome everyone back to Splash Bros. Hope you all are doing well. And yeah, Lampies will tell you more about today's video.
So today we decided because it's quite in social media and everywhere. It's quite now a hot topic. Is the Jokic that lost some weight or got slimmer, I would say. And we're going to talk a bit about him, what this can do in his game, and also an overall review of Jokic. And then we're also going to talk a bit about Porzingis and what we think how he and Luca is going to work with one another, and what is his future for in the NBA. So yeah,
Yes, that's basically what it's going to be. Basically just because according to social media, Jokic has turned into Porzingis. So yeah, both European players, both over 7 foot, both can shoot the ball. So we thought it might be an
yeah,
interesting topic to talk about.
definitely. So we're gonna start with Jokic. Yeah, I think he's definitely one of the best centers in the league at the moment. Uh, he was in your top five, so yeah. What's
Yeah,
your opinion on Jokic?
I think Jokic has the claim for the best center in the league because Joel Embiid isn't always fit. I think when Joel Embiid is fit, Joel Embiid is the best center in the league. But if you take all of everything into consideration, stats and obviously playing time, Nikola Jokic is by far the best center in the league. But the big thing that has happened now during this lockdown period, uh, a lot of NBA players have changed their body, either gained weight or either lost weight,
Mm.
and this is going to affect some players. For example, Nikola Jokic. What do you think is the advantages and disadvantages of losing weight? Because I don't think Jokic was really fat. He was just not athletic. I think he weighed about 120. I mean, he's a 7 foot guy, so that's about, if I'm going to guess his BMI, I would say that's still pretty much normal. Normal.
Yeah, yeah,
But what do
yeah.
you think? Do you think it's a good thing or do you think it's a bad thing?
Okay, definitely with his, I think his vertical will definitely improve. So that's one thing that I think is a positive of losing weight. But then again, your what do you call it? Your competitiveness in the paint. Your physicality is not that because you're not that big of a guy. So if you go and look at, let's just take the Marcus Cousins for example. He's a big guy, and he
Yeah.
weighs a lot,
Mm.
and he's physical. Where if you lose, you know, weight, you're not that physical in the paint anymore. But yeah, I think it's good for your body. I think injuries also it's a bit less when you're more in shape. I would say. And yeah, I think it's really good that he lost some weight because we know he wasn't that athletic of
Yeah,
a
no,
guy.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Jokic never.
what's your opinion
Mm.
on the losing
Look,
weight?
for me, Jokic, I don't know. It's difficult because for me, Jokic, his playing style is one of those. What Jokic does well is a good ball handler. He's a good ball distributor, and he's a good shooting player. He didn't really need athleticism because Jokic can shoot. So I think the advantages of losing weight is he will be quicker. He can play maybe longer. But I think the disadvantages is, like you said, he can't throw his weight around in the paint anymore. But if you really think about it, did Jokic actually use his weight to his advantage in the paint? Not really. I mean, most of the times, if Jokic posted up, he would just use his length to shoot over players, or they would run the pick and roll through him, and he would distribute the ball from inside the paint. So I think this thing could go both ways, and I think there's advantages and disadvantages. But at the end of the day, if Jokic could gain the weight back in muscle, I think it would be a victory, because all players have an ideal weight. For
Yeah.
example, Dwight Howard lost weight because he struggled with injuries, and now he's lighter, so he can play longer. But if you think about back in the 90s, I know about Charles Barkley, who was overweight, and they told him to lose weight, and at a certain point he lost too much weight and he didn't feel like himself, and it actually affected his playing style. So I think there's an ideal weight for Nikola Jokic, where he could really fit perfectly for him to increase his playing style, and also to overall, just make him a better player, because Jokic was really the most unorthodox superstar in the
Yeah,
history of
yeah,
the
no.
NBA. I mean, he was overweight. He was just a blob. Um, and he was a brilliant player. I mean, that's the whole reason why Jokic went. I think it was the 44th pick.
Yeah.
And for me, he's a top 5 player. For everyone, he must be at least a top 10 player. And how does a guy who's drafted 44th overall um, be such a good player? I mean, Jokic is still only 24. So, you know, I think in the long run, this is a good move. But time will tell
Yeah.
if it was a smart.
Yeah, smart decision. Yeah, well, I think it's good for your body to. He doesn't look in the picture also. So he doesn't look if he lost too much weight. He looks good. He looks. I think he just like you said, he needs to bulk a bit up. Just some muscle,
Mhm.
and I think then he would be. He will be fine. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to talk about Porzingis for a bit. Um, yeah, what? Yeah, yes. Me and Christian, we are big fans, big fans of Porzingis, and he's just really good. He's great at shooting. He is for a 7 foot guy. He is crazy good, and he's actually good at both ends, defensive and offensive. So, yeah, I don't know. Cbreezy, take it away.
Porzingis, yeah, like you said, I mean, I love the guy. I love him because he's such an unorthodox player, just like Jokic. There's something special about Porzingis. He's a unicorn. You don't see this very often. I mean, everyone thought he was going to be a bust, and then he turned into an all-star. And I know a lot of people still say, but he's overrated, and he's not actually that good, but he is that good. And the thing for me, which I really respect Porzingis and I love about Porzingis, is he consistently works harder. He broke his leg at his, not even his peak, but I mean, he was an all-star. He actually had the Knicks, yes, the New York Knicks in the playoffs. He tore
Yes.
his ACL. He's a long guy. We know injuries are part of the game. And Porzingis didn't go, okay, I hurt my leg. He went and bulked up. And he not only did he bulk up, but he put on some serious muscle. He came back stronger, he came back fitter, and this is his first season. So I'm not going to be too critical about Porzingis. And now, yet again, gets another adversity, another bump in the road, lockdown just as soon as he got into his groove. I think he was player of the month in February in the Western Conference. He was just absolutely fantastic. Another bump in the road. And what does Porzingis do? He keeps on grinding. Every day on his Instagram story, he posts videos about him training his shooting, developing his shot.
Mm.
And I don't know why he's working so hard on his shooting, um, because he wasn't a inefficient player, but I think he had come to terms with the fact that Luka is the main guy on the team. He came to that realization that Luka has a high usage rate. Luka is going to dominate the ball. So for me, I have to work on my shooting
Mm.
to make a big impact, because I'm not going to get the ball in the post as much as I would like to. Most of my shots are going to be spot up, and that's fine. And I think that is a big step for Porzingis, because that shows that he's dropping his ego. He's willing to sacrifice his individual stats for the success of the team. Um, but I don't know if that's the right option forward. What do you think? Do you think Porzingis needs to get more touches? Thinks they should run the offense through him, play the pick and
Yeah, I
pop
don't.
more? What do
I
you
just
think?
think, you know, no, he's actually almost unstoppable uh, with the shooting. So he's the second, okay, third longest guy in the NBA at the moment. Tucker Falls and Boban, and then him. But Boban is the same team than him. So
Yeah.
they're
So
absolutely,
basically just Docky Fall.
yeah. So but for the shooting, you can't leave him open. And I think if the Dallas wants to go far, I think they should play Porzingis more, give him the ball more. I know, like you said, he did, what do you call it? Take the. He realizes that uh, Luca is the main player in the team, but still, he's a asset you must use. There's not another guy in the league that is as versatile as he is with shooting and his length and the defense and all that stuff. So I think they should play him a bit more and give him the ball more. But yeah, we will see. We will see. I don't know if Luca is going to do it, but yeah, we will see. I don't know. And what's your opinion on
Yeah,
that?
I mean it's difficult because both players are so good. I mean, Luka is fantastic. Look at Luka's averages. Look at what Luka is doing. You want your best player to have the ball, but by saying that, is Luka the best player,
Mm,
or does Luka just have the ball more in his hands? Now, personally, I think Luka at this stage is better, but I think Porzingis could also be on the same level as Luka, because give him the ball more, put him in the system, because at this stage the offense is run through Luka, the team is built around Luka, which is fine because he's a fantastic player and he's a generational talent. But you don't want to lose what Porzingis is giving you. And I think defensively, I that's fine. We don't even have to talk about defense because Porzingis is their best defender, and he is one of the reasons why the Mavericks are doing so good this season. Because last season their defense was terrible. Porzingis came in this season and he has done the world of difference. Um, he is just a fantastic defender. All in all, he's a lead shot blocker.
yeah,
He has a very high IQ, and I mean, he's a quick player who can defend multiple positions. But like you said, he's 7'3". There's not a player in the league who can stop Porzingis' shot when he shoots, because he releases the ball so high, but there's not a single player that will be able to block him. He can literally shoot over every player in the league except Taco Fall, and he is miles faster than Taco Fall. Taco
yeah,
Fall would never be able with Kristaps Porzingis.
yeah,
So I don't know. There's somewhere along the line, I think there's a perfect match between the way Luka and Porzingis plays, and I think they have to find what's best to complement the team. And at the end of the day, I think they should play the pick and roll and the pick and pop more, and not um, rely too much on outside shooting, but be more reliant on Porzingis. But one thing I can criticize Porzingis is he should try to minimize his mid-range shooting. He takes a lot of mid-range shots, which is fine if he fades away. But I really do think they should play Porzingis more in the post.
yeah,
Feed him in the low post. Porzingis can finish in the post. He has a good fadeaway, has a good jumper, and he's got good post moves. He's a fast player. And I think that's easy, efficient points for the team. And the good thing about that is you don't have to play Porzingis every time because Porzingis can play the ball out as well. So you can still surround Porzingis with shooting and Luka with shooting. So I think at the end of the day, I think it's just Rick Carlisle, who's the head coach, who has to make that decision to say, Luka, give Porzingis the ball more, and not just on the spot up shooting, but give him actually opportunity to do what he does best.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to hit that jumper. Thanks for viewing, and yeah, cheers.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We really appreciate all your views. And for those of you who are new here, go check also our other videos. There's all sorts of NBA content. So if you want to subscribe, we really appreciate it. But yeah, as always, remember to hit that jumper.